Morning, everyone. Good morning. LLC Monday, but we are here, and I got a few things I want to say. And one is, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I was late this morning. Had some technical difficulties. I don't understand this 5G, 4G, LTE stuff, but what I do understand is that we take the good with the bad and we keep on going. And so I apologize that I was late this morning. Thank you all so much for following, for watching, for subscribing. Oh, let's talk about that really quickly. If you are not subscribed to my channel on HAPS TV, please subscribe today. I am Bad Queen. If you are not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe today. We are Bad Keys. If you are not following me on my pages on Facebook, it is Bad Books by Dana Williamson and Bad Coach Dana. So, listen, now that we have that out of the way, let me tell you the real title of today's program, today's segment here on Money Monday. It is called Books and Bras. Yes, yes, Books and Bras. It's a little bold today, but I needed to be bold today, and um, I needed to be bold today. And when I thought about this title this morning, when I thought about the title, I was like, oh my God, girl, you're gonna really take it there. Yes, I am. Because there's a lot of us that we do things and we do it in a safe place. It's time to come out that safe place. It's time to relax and release, regain, recompose, redo. Relax, release, regain, recompose, and redo. And why do you want to do that? And why is that even important? Let me tell you why. Because when you decide to pen a memoir, when you decide to write your autobiography, which is almost the same, when you decide to write a book, an erotic romance, when you decide to write Christian fiction, when you decide to write fiction, self-help books, when you decide to do all of that, you have to consider what's important to you and what is your bottom line for this particular book and why you're writing it. I've written numerous books. Most recently, I've written Christian fiction or fiction, just plain fiction, or romance. And I have never hidden who I am and why I write. I have always said, as a publisher and as a writer, that I am not, I don't write according to what the people want. I write according to how God gives it to me to write. I never run from whatever God says for me to do. And when I tell you that that's hard for other people to do, no matter what they say about their faith, no matter what they say about, you know, what they know to do, or that, that they're even supposed to work with me, no matter what ends up happening is they're afraid, very afraid. So I wanted to talk about books and bras because one, I'm talking to the ladies more so, but men, if you're tapping in, please take some pointers here. Make it books and bros or something. Nonetheless, when you write your book, when you decide in your heart of hearts that you're going to hear God and you're going to write your book, then write it. Write it however you need to write it. Get that first draft out. Get the rough edges out. Just write it. Don't try to play games around the words. Don't try to change this because it'll sound good. You know what? Just get that first draft out and write it. Write it the way God told you. Stop playing around with whatever it is that he told you to write. Stop trying to make it fit into society's ways or to the understanding that society will have. Stop doing that. Write the book. Write the book. Get the first draft out. while you're writing the book, ask yourself why. Not, you know what? Don't even ask yourself. Ask God. Why am I writing this book? Why am I writing it this way? Who is this for, God? Why? Why? Your main questions really should be why. And I'll tell you why, just from my own experience, from all of the books that I have written, and I mean all of the books that I have written, it is because someone needs to read the story. Someone needs to hear the love, the pain, the heartache, the wake up calls, the blessings, the curses, the failures, the successes. Someone needs to read that so that they can move on with their life. Someone needs to know that some of that fiction was based on a true story. Someone needs to know that regardless of whether this book becomes a bestseller or not, the fact that it's being sold for someone is for that person. Someone needs to know that. Someone needs to know, regardless of wherever they are, whatever they're going to do, whatever they think they want to do, if they open your book, they're going to find messages from the Lord, no matter what kind of book it is, and they're going to get what they need. They're going to reach deep down and say, "Oh, this is oh, write the book, write it, whatever way, shape, or form it needs to happen. Write it." Hey, viewer, thanks so much for joining. My name's not Susan, but good morning. Um, I Point number two. One was write the book. Two, books and bras. Why is this important? Because at some point, while you while why you are selling, why you are, Lord, I can't talk this morning, you are selling your book, why you put your book up for sale, is because you want to make some money. Besides, no, I don't have that Susan vibe, but thank you. Besides getting the book out to other people, you're selling the book for what? Okay, you want to make some money. So when you consider books and bras, okay, when you consider the point you're making for selling your book and getting your book out there, you want to make some money. You want a few dollars in the bank, right? So consider, I always say this in my money groups. Make a note of why you're selling this book. Okay, the book is $20, the book is $10, the book is $5, the book is free. Why? What are you gaining? Are you just gaining? You're giving your book away for free. Are you gaining more of an audience for your speaking gigs or your coaching gigs or your counseling gigs or something of that nature? Are you putting yourself in a position to obtain what you need to obtain, by giving this book away for free? I'm just saying that it's possibly free because you're reaching out for something more. You know what I mean? You're reaching out to get to you want to reach a larger audience, so you're giving your book away. But let's say your book is $5 or your book is $10 or your book is $20. You write down where you want to go with this money, where you want what you want to reach. Are you going to become a millionaire by selling your book? Probably not. Yes, maybe they care for people. You are so right. You are so right. So, in my understanding of everything that I do to write books, I know I want to reach the audience wherever they are, wherever God says they are, wherever whatever they need. That's what I want to do. And I know in the facts that I want to do that, that also means that, hey, I need to, either pray over my writing. I need to, yes, I do write books. I need to pray over my writing. I need to pray over the books when I have them in my hands, so that when I hand them over to other people, they get what they need from God. So when I consider books and bras, and again, we're talking about the things that I need in my own house, when I sell the book, I'm selling the book just to basically cover the print costs. I'm selling the book basically just to to cover the shipping costs or whatnot. Or yes, I am putting it in the hands of people so that it can I can reach a larger audience. And here's why I want and need to reach a larger audience. And but when I know what those facts are, when I know that what's important as far as books and bras, then I know. Hey viewers, thank you all so much for joining. If you are not following me or subscribed to me on apps, please do that right now. Or if you are not following me or subscribing to me on YouTube, please do that right now. If you are not following me or subscribing to me on Facebook at Bad Coach Dana or Bad Books by Dana Williamson, please do that right now. Share this live with others. My income bottom line is not determined on my books. My income bottom line is determined on what I put out there for others in every aspect. My books are only a small aspect of what I do, even though I do it a lot. I write a lot. Nonetheless, it's a small aspect of what I do. And my understanding right now of what I'm trying to share with you regarding writing books and regarding the purpose and the plan for you ladies is really know where you want your books to be and where you want them to go and why. I mean seriously, why? Because at this point in our lives, you know what, we can't just be writing books just because. We need to be writing books and saying, okay, what am I doing, where am I going, and why am I doing this? What is my whole purpose? And so in my mind's eye, books and bras is very important. And I keep saying that as if that's a teaching. Maybe I should do that. We might consider that. Let's think about it though. Let's just think about it. Nonetheless, all of what I know to do and all of what I want to do, and this is why I'm doing this live today, especially on Money Monday, because you have to consider why you write. So then my third point is when you're looking at books and bras and you're looking at the facts of, what you want to do, okay, where you want to go, why you're doing it, and where your money bottom line is going to go, look at this part too. What kind of history do you want your books to tell? Now, I'm saying this in a way I want you to understand. What kind of history do you want your books to tell? And that means what what do you want the people to know about you? What do you want the people to know about you 20 years from now? So as you're writing this book, now you're probably saying, why didn't you make point number 2 point number 1? Because you always have to make sure that you're on the right path of what you're writing. But point number 2 you always have to make sure that you understand what your end bottom line is as far as money when you're writing. So point number 3, when it comes down to, what do you want people to know about you 20 years after your book is written and it's done, you you want to lay out a foundation. So while you're writing and while you're reading and while you're praying over your books and while you're handing the books out to people, now that that book is published, ask yourself, what are people going to know about me 20 years later? Let me share something with you. And as I get through this traffic, it's a lot of traffic out here. It must have been a car accident. Yeah, really bad. um I wrote a book in 2009, 2010, um basically like a basically like my autobiography of sorts. Don't want to say it that way. Yeah, I do. And it told a lot about me, bits and pieces. It said a lot about who I am. It said a lot about what I wanted to share. It gave a lot of private moments, okay? And in giving that privacy, I became an open book. Literally became an open book. And I wasn't afraid to write the book. I wasn't afraid to release the message. I was kind of upset about a certain instance that happened that caused me to write the book in the way that I wrote it. And what I realized was I knew I wanted more I knew I wanted to release more. I knew I wanted to say more. I knew I wanted to give God more. I wanted to give him all glory, all honor, all praise. I knew I wanted to do that. I knew I did. In my pain, in my hurt, in my understanding of who I was, I knew I wanted to do that. And because I knew I wanted to do that, I didn't shy away from my book. So when I told you in the beginning to write the book, the first step was write the book. Just get it out there, write it, get that first draft done, blah 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 blah. When I said that, I also thought about the fact that, guess what, y'all? I had to write this book. I had to write this book in my pain, and I had to publish it from my pain. And even though I did that, and even though I released a lot of things about myself, and even though I shared some things about myself, I probably wouldn't have shared, just in general conversation prior to writing the book. That book had to be written. I remember other people reading it and saying, "Women need this," and I remember feeling like, well, I'm glad that you enjoyed it. And I remember being free. When I hit publish, because I've self published through CreateSpace, which is no longer in existence, but it went through Amazon. But I said, I once I hit publish, I was good. I was done. I was free. I could move on to the next thing, whatever that was. I could move on to the next step, whatever that was in my life. I could move on. And it was hard, but I did it. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. When you write a book and you write it according to what's on the inside of you, and you write it according to releasing a message that God gives you, let me tell y'all something. That peace that you get is awesome. It's awesome, and it's necessary. And so that last part that I'm sharing with you, about what you want people to feel 10, 20 years later, that was 10 years ago. 2000. Yeah, geez, oh my God, that was 12 years ago. And 10 years ago, actually. And I said, I feel right now that I can go back, I can maybe, enhance that book, make sure it's print ready and all of that, and still make sure that that book is ready for somebody. Now it's called No Longer a Victim. Those of you that want to pick up a copy from Amazon, please go ahead and do so. It's available on Amazon right now. Um, but yes, No Longer a Victim. It is there for a lot of people, and it's there for women to encourage you, but also to share my story. That's my story. Period. Period. That's my story. So, nonetheless, what I know people will read from me, about me, here we are, 9, 10 years later, and the reality is, yes, I get it. I understand it. It was my story. It was my pain. The reality is sometimes we have to share in our pain. So, am I okay with the fact that they're going to read my history? Am I okay with the fact that here we are 10 years later, that they're going to read some intimate things about me that, again, I probably wouldn't have shared at the time in general conversation? Am I okay with that? Yes, I am, because still it's timeless. These kinds of stories are timeless. I haven't continued. Yes, I have continued m- my own autobiography. I haven't continued in a book of sorts. I'll just leave it like that. But I have said this is important, not just for me, but for someone else. This is important not just for the woman, but for someone else, for the man in her life, for the father, for the mother, for the child, to understand some of the things that the mother has gone through. This is important. And so I'm good with that. Yes, I'm totally good with this being 10 years later and how people are going to perceive me and the life that I had at that time, and the pain that I had at that time. What I want you to understand in Books and Bras, and I think I'm going to continue this on another segment, is that you have to be able to release your book. You have to be able to know what your income bottom line is going to be regarding your book. And you have to say, I'm good with whatever this is and whomever this is for, because God told me to write it and how to write it. And the fact that my book may not be part of my billionaire, millionaire status, but it is a stepping stone for me and the other things that I do. Your book is not going to make you a millionaire, but your book will help you to get there. Your book will help you to understand who you are. Even for you as a writer, your book is going to put you in places that maybe, just maybe, you wouldn't have been in had you just presented the bigger facets of your book, the found or your business, or the foundation of your business. Your book is going to help you, and because it's going to help you, consider what it is for you. Ladies and gentlemen, consider what it is for you. Ladies, because I'm talking to the queens, consider what it is for you. And you know what? Everything grows when you know. I'm going to say that again. Everything grows when you know. God bless. Have a wonderful rest of your day.